Hey everybody, it's Trigger Bar Philosopher. Welcome back out to the range. Today we're going to take a look at the winter loadout. In particular, we're looking at the Steyr AUG A3 M2 chambered in 5.56. Should be a good time. Let's get you shooting. All right, well, if you've been following the channel, you know I've been teasing this for a little bit. We're finally going to get it out here and get this video done. This is actually, I think, the third or fourth time I've tried shooting this video. I've lost sound. I've lost the microphone, which has also lost sound. I've lost video footage. Yeah, it's been painful. Let's just say that. And it's super duper cold out here. This may be one of the warmer times. We're at about 32 degrees out here today, but yeah, as you can see in the background, it is winter time. And of course, with winter time, you need a white gun, you need a stormtrooper gun, of course. Yeah. Yeah, okay, well, that's just kind of being silly there with AI and all of that. But yeah, so we got the Steyr AUG A3 M2. Now, what's kind of unique about this? Oh, and of course, I also have the Canik SFT in their Arctic camo. I don't know, it doesn't look very Arctic camo to me, but turned out more silver, battle worn. I don't know. Wait, we'll talk about that in a little bit and maybe doing a little bit of shooting with it, but it's part of the loadout, as you can see. But first up, let's talk about the Steyr AUG A2 M3 and what's unique about this. This is the NATO version. And what you get with that is you get NATO AR-15 mag compatibility. You don't run the mags that go with the AUG style mags, so that's kind of cool. And then also what you get with it is you get a integrated rail up top, 1913 rail, which is awesome. We also get a little bit of a side mounted rail. So if you want to light lights, lasers, accessories, things like that, you can put them on your side angle there, or I guess you could do an offset optic, something like that. So what we get with this gun is we get a bolt release for the NATO style mags, which is supposed to be pretty cool. Now, normally the Steyr AUG manipulates its bolt release by rotating the charging handle out of the lock position, or you just pull back on it after a mag and you let it rip. Now, what's kind of interesting about this, that as I've been, you know, kind of messing around with, is I figured, well, it's a bolt release. Everyone knows what a bolt release is. Yeah, kind of, not really. See, you push on it, nothing really happens, and that's because it's really only a bolt release after it has been held open on your last round hold open. So that as you do a mag change, again, the mag release is back here, so you do a mag change, it holds it open, you put in your new mag. Once you put your new mag in, you release it and it'll go. And yeah, you can put, again, this is a full mag. I'll show this in just a second. This is a full mag. You put your full mag in and hit your bolt release. No, it doesn't work, because again, it's in a different, I don't really know what the configuration is, but its last round hold open is different than you rotating and holding your mag, your bolt catch up at the charging handle. So at any rate, for those of you who are new to the AUG platform, that's new to me. We will show with an empty mag how this works. Okay, let me demonstrate what happens. You have your magazine in. You are shooting your magazine. All right, your mag is in. You're shooting your magazine. All right, and now you have your last round hold open with that mag. All right, so you hit the paddle at the back. You pop in your new mag. And you go ahead and hit your bolt release. All right, see, it works just fine in that configuration. So drop the mag, make the gun clear, and lock the bolt back. But again, if you insert the mag with the bolt locked back, you can't release it. So just different manual of arms, something new to get used to, something that I am definitely getting used to. Some of the other quirkiness of the Steyr, of course, is that it has a cross bolt safety. Again, if you are autistic and know all about these, this probably isn't the video for you. that's fine. But cross over to the left side of it and you get red is dead. Move it back over to the right. White is right, I guess. I don't know. It shows white on the other side of it. And yeah, so we've got some fun times set up. We're going to be doing some close shooting. We're going to be doing some 100-yard shooting, see what kind of accuracy we can get with this. I have replaced the muzzle device. It wasn't that hard to get off, just a little bit of heat on the end of it, and was able to take it off. I do have a spacer to make sure that it indexes properly. There are companies that sell AUG spacers. And then I have a Rearden muzzle device up here so that I can use the popular Rearden Plan B, which I have on most of my suppressors, so I can just swap out. So we'll also see if this shoots suppressed and how well it does. It does have a 2-position gas regulator on it. I'm really excited because K&S has a new gas regulator that has come out that has something like 13 positions, or I don't know, has a lot more positions. Instead, the current gas regulator from Steyr AUG just has 2 positions. It has a normal and an adverse. So normal is for regular shooting and then also suppressed, and that adverse means it gives it more gas in case it's having a hard time cycling whatever ammunition or in whatever conditions that you're in, be it mud or whatever. Of course, this gun became super famous with our buddy Carl. It was greatly misunderstood. He was actually a good guy. And then that nasty John McClane, who foiled all of his plans, and the rest is history. And in our affectionate Christmas movie called Die Hard. It still has all the normal features that everyone loves to have with the Bullpup, is with a little click of a button back here. You can rotate and you can take your barrel out because, you know, you might be shooting so much that you have to change your barrel. Sure, how that all works out, but, you know, something like that. And you can also change it out. This is a 1-in-9 twist. So again, I have to use sort of lighter bullets with the 1-in-9 twist. Think 55 grain, 62 grain, 77 grain OTM may not do real well, and I'll provide some testing of that at some point on the channel. But really is meant for the more traditional NATO type rounds that you get with this on the lighter weight side of things. You can change that barrel out, but you can get a 1-in-8 twist, 1-in-7 twist. I know that Steyr makes for sure the 1-in-7 twist option. You can also change the barrel out and use it in 300 blackout. So there you have all of those options. And I tell you what, having done barrel swaps and other things like that on other guns, this is way easier. Way, way easier. A little bit of a twist on that, you're good to go, right? That's just, and super easy for making cleaning and other things like that. All right, well, with that said, that's enough yapping. Why don't we get this out, try to shoot some drills with this? I don't know. Yeah, we'll go up and shoot some drills. We'll shoot some steel, and we'll get it out to range, and we'll see how we do with it. All right, should be a good time. Let's get shooting. Okay, well, we're not very far. We're maybe at about 7 yards. We'll just shoot some groups and release the bolt clearer on the first mag. And really what I mean by that, we're just going to shoot some drills with this. So, okay, again, cross bolt safety. Safety is off, and all right, let's do it again. All right, not bad, not bad. We'll take this out. Won't shoot it all up at once. Let's go down and take a look and see what we got. Not even sure how well these come in. Did have one way down here drop. That was out. The rest of these are fairly good, and the rest of these are pretty good. Remembering height over bore, this is zeroed in at about 25 yards. And with that, you got to just remember height over bore on that optic. What I mean by that is this height over that bore gets up pretty high. And so when you're in at closer ranges, I'm aiming here and hitting here. All right, well, we've stepped back quite a bit so that we can shoot some steel. So we got a few rounds left in this mag, and then we'll try and do a mag change. It's not going to be pretty, but we'll see what we can do. All right, here we go. All right, let's try this. We're gonna do the hit it with the mag. hit it with the release. There we go. Hit this, and we're good. All right, and that's it. Yeah, it definitely needs and requires a bit more practice. If you're used to the AR-15s, I don't know, I was trying to do the cool guy thing where you hit the mag and that hits the mag release, and it didn't work for me. But, you know, something to work on. But again, shooting it suppressed worked just fine, so that's pretty cool. All right, well, let's take it out to longer range, see what kind of accuracy this gun can get. Now remember, it doesn't have tons of rounds on it at this point, even though I have shot this video 4 or 5 times. It probably does have a couple 150-ish rounds on it at this point. But we'll see how the barrel does at 100 yards. All right, well, we're out at the 100-yard range. I've got a 5x magnifier on here. I'm gonna see what kind of accuracy I can get. Don't really want to change my zero because I'm not really wanting a zero for 100 yards. So we're going to do the best we can, see where it ends up, and see how it's performing and shooting at the 100-yard range. Okay, let's go down and check it out. All right, well, that isn't great. We are looking at almost 3.5 MOA with that, but that's where we're at. This group in here is closer to 1.5 inches, which isn't bad. Could be me. It was sure blurry. I mean, the dot was covering up this entire circle, so that was pretty difficult to see and catch on there. And of course, after you're out of ammo, you gotta move to your sidearm. Canik SFT. Works pretty good. That's exciting. Okay, well, let's wrap things up. Today we had a great time with the Steyr AUG A3 M2 version again, with the NATO mags, with the mag release, with the pick rail, all of those things going on. There's definitely a bunch of stuff that I didn't go over on it. Like, it's pretty easy to take down. One of the interesting things is the sling holder, or at the sling stud at the back, is one of the key elements of the takedown. That kind of surprised me. You can slide the trigger group back. The trigger isn't bad, it's heavy. One of the things I've learned in doing my research about this is that all these triggers that come from Steyr, they sell it specifically with a heavier trigger, and they give, or you can buy, red springs. That's kind of a thing that you can replace out in the trigger group. Now the trigger group is back at this end. It's a Bullpup rifle, so you pull up. You know, it's an enclosed short stroke gas system, piston system in here, and it's an enclosed all system that's mostly all here at the back. Again, your bolt carrier is back here, your trigger is up here, but the trigger group is back here. So there's kind of a cable system, I believe, that goes through here. There are aftermarket people that make improved triggers, all of that, yada yada. I think my next thing is that I'm going to try those red springs from Steyr and just see if that makes a difference. There are contracts, military contracts, that make the guns come with those red springs pre-installed, and will take your heavy trigger pull, I don't know, I'm thinking 6-7 pounds-ish, down to something more respectable. What I will say is, what surprised me about the trigger is that it is not very mushy. So it's right here, and then it does take some force, but then it goes right to it. So again, to here, see this? There's no real take up. I think it's like a single stage trigger, and then you push on it, it goes. So it's not a mushy trigger. It's just a heavy trigger, and by lightening it up, I think it'd be fine. I think I just learned about that from 9-hole reviews. I think that's where he's quite the autistic himself. But at any rate, yep, I think this is a fantastic rifle. I'm super excited about it. Of course, got it in the white to go along with the winter time, because sometimes I do some night shoots and other things like that. And I thought that might be fun. I'm definitely lacking in the camo side of things. I got my Eastern PA, I've got my New Mexico camo, but I just need some white camo. I'm definitely going to have to up my game in the camo side, because now I got the Canik Mete SFT in that Arctic camo. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's like battle worn camo Arctic or something like that. I don't know. But that's, you know, I've only shot a couple mags out of it, but so far, so good. It seems to be performing and shooting well. Yeah, we'll look forward to a review on that at a later time. All right, hope everyone has a great week, and let's get to shooting. A little bit of sparky, isn't it?
Out here in the US of A, where our spirits run free, trigger by Philosopher, you and me. From pistols to rifles, we'll take on the best. Review and each weapon, put them to the test. With revolvers and shotguns, we'll break it all down. The Second Amendment protects from the crown. Living for freedom, defending our rights. With God in our hearts, we'll rise to new heights. From the range to the woods, we're ready to roll. Trigger by Philosopher, heart and soul. In the land of the brave, we stand tall and free. Preparing for tomorrow, prepared you will be. Yeah.
I don't know.
Conceal, carry wisdom, good guy with a gun.